conversation. We just gonna jump right into it because I've been dying to get your point of view on this. Where do I begin? Okay, so let's start with Gayle King and the whole thing with insinuating that Kobe Bryant might have been a rapist. I assume you both saw the interview and how that went down. And a lot of people on our platform, in particular around the world, I think, were very upset that Gayle kept pushing the issue like that, even though there wasn't any evidence that Kobe did anything to anybody, that he was not convicted or even put on trial or anything like that. What was your first reaction when you saw what went down there?
What is up, y'all? It's your girl Brand New, and I'm back in the building. This time, honey, I am back because Boyce Watkins had Monique and her husband on his channel. I think he did some type of live stream with them, asking them about the whole Gayle and Snoop situation. So I'm going to play out, you guys, what they said, and I will be in and out with my commentary.
You know, when I saw the interview, it felt like, for me, we want to try to make something be wrong. We've got to keep pushing it to make this black man, we can't give him this record of he was just a great guy. So it kept being pushed, and we were so proud of our sister Lisa Leslie because she was very classy, she was very graceful, and she shut it down.
That's right, Monique. Monique is talking really good, y'all. She talking really good. I agree with everything she's saying.
But when you watched our sister Gayle King, when you watched her do what her best friend does, when it feels like when it comes to black men, I've got to demonize you. Mm-hmm. And I think it was very insensitive. I think it was out of order, out of line. And I think when I saw, for me, Snoop's video, and he said, "Can I say it? I know I ain't the only one that looked in the screen and said, yes, you can."
Only that damn Monique. She is so crazy.
Boyce, you know you looked at the screen and said, "Say it, brother. Go on, say it. Go on and say it."
Well, I would tell you the truth. I was saying, like, I hope you don't say it because I didn't think he had to say it. Because I feel that what they do is I felt like they were going to deflect the conversation at that point. And I'd like to get your take on that. You know, right after Snoop made that video, Oprah then goes on TV and jumps into the victim's shoes, right? The victim role. Like, oh, Gayle she's not doing well, and she starts breaking out with these Becky tears, and
he called them Becky tears. What did I tell y'all in my videos? What do I say? White woman tears. I be talking about Kenya. Yep, honey, Boyce is my people, honey. We talk the same.
You know, and she has to get security now, like her and Gayle never had to have security before, right? And
exactly. Made that shit a big deal. Like, y'all need to quit.
And I really felt that was actually further feeding into this image of the black man as a predator and put Gayle as the victim in all this, which deflected from Gayle's original predatory behavior in the first place.
And that is what superiors oftentimes do. You have seen it at your workplace where somebody that has way more seniority than you is disrespecting you. They're the one doing you wrong. They're not apologizing. And before it's all said and done, you are the villain. And they are the victim. I done seen it happen so many times at jobs. And I know you all have been there too. Whether in your family. Okay, so this isn't just a race thing. This is all around the board. But yeah, it's really bad though when you have people like Oprah and Gayle that are the same race as you, but they don't care. You just another nigga to them. Okay? And they gonna make you wrong. Because Gayle never really apologized. She just said, oh, well, I get it's a sensitive issue and this, that, and she said all that shit because y'all called her out. Well, we all called her out. That's why she said what she said. She wasn't sorry. She wasn't sorry because she could have came on and said, Vanessa Bryant, my heart, condolences to you and your family and the kids. And, she could have said something to Kobe's parents, acknowledged them. She didn't do none of that because Gayle feels like, she was just doing her job. She's synonymous with her job. And there's a difference between you guys, who we are and what we do. And if you don't know that difference, then you are going to be somebody that's very lost. And just because somebody has money does not mean they can't be lost. Okay? A lot of people are very just lost. They don't have any respect for humanity. They don't have any reverence in their hearts for others. We see it all the time. And Gayle, in my opinion, she's one of those people. And I see the same shit in Oprah. I don't completely hate them, you guys. I am not coming from that place with it. It's not a hate thing. It's just I see, who you are and what you need to work on. Period. And they really need to work on that because it's really sad.
What do you think about that?
See, I don't think it did. Because when I hear you and you speak to the black intelligent people, well, we got to speak to just the black people. And whomever you deem unintelligent or to the left, to the right, what I heard was Uncle Snoop. What I heard was an uncle saying, don't let us have to bring you in the basement and check that ass. Not no violence, because we all have those aunt and uncles in our community, in our families that say,
yep.
Boys, am I hearing correctly what you doing? Don't let me whip your...
And she's talking about when Snoop had mentioned that, he would pull up on Gayle. We all knew that he didn't want any violence to come her way. But, you guys have to remember, because you guys are rappers, because you are black, you are the target. Do you think that it is by accident that they killed Emmett Till the way that they did? Do you think it's by accident that Trayvon Martin was killed? Do you think any of that is by accident? Eric Gardner? Sandra Bland? I mean, the list goes on and on, you guys. That is how some people look at our black men and our black women. Because you have an opinion, they feel like, oh, well, you could be killed. You ain't got the right to have no opinion. And when is the last time we saw that? Slavery. You done seen it in Roots. Okay? So it's the same thing when it comes to Snoop. He spoke out, and then this is the thing, though, and I want you all to catch this. It wasn't just him calling her a bitch. They was going to have an issue with him speaking out, period. They want you to think it was just about him calling her the B word. That's what they want you to think. But no, they was going to have a problem with Snoop speaking out anyways. Because it's like, who is this old ass rapper? And what is he talking about? And this isn't on Gayle. And Gayle isn't wrong. And she didn't do anything. And, Oprah, she didn't apologize either. This is a way of life for them. They don't care. They want people to be sensitive to them, but they can be insensitive to whoever then just died and everybody is a big fan of, come on.
Love. You know it was coming from a place of, we've got to deal with you right now because it's gone too far.
Yeah.
Mama didn't talk to you. Cousin Nelson didn't talk to you. And now you only going to hear these words right here.
And that's what Snoop meant. We got to deal with you. And that means have a bigger conversation about you and Oprah and what y'all are doing and what y'all agenda is, because that's painful for black men to walk around and not feel safe, especially you got the police after them, some of them, and then you got women like Oprah and Gayle, black women at that you should be able to call in case of an emergency or in case of an injustice or anything. You can't even lean on them because they with the white people. They with the white people that's trying to come after you. So it's just like you are really unsafe. And I think that outcry came from black men because they got sick of it. You know, it's them that's walking around with the damn target on their back. And as black women, we have a target on our back too. But I feel like theirs is deeper. It's deeper. It goes back to slavery when they were selling the men off, taking them away from their families and their children, getting beat in front of their damn children. It's deep, you guys.
To grab your attention, because we've been saying it for years, boys. So I don't think it deflected anything. I think it brought more attention to what they've done to demean the black man.
But there was somewhat of a binary effect in the sense of people who know what it is felt just like Monique said. But to paraphrase, I believe it was Malcolm X who said, the media has a way of making the guilty look innocent and the innocent look guilty.
Yep.
To those individuals that may not be from our neck of the woods, from our community, what it did when he made those remarks, it did deflect it in the sense of it did not allow her to be highlighted for not taking responsibility for what she communicated, as opposed to passing it off on CBS.
Yeah.
There was no pun intended, ownership.
Sidney is a straight clown. That is an old fool. He said there was no own, because y'all get own, the OWN network. There was no ownership. And that's what Gayle did. She blamed CBS. Oh, they put that clip up there like that. No, we're not on the fact that they put that clip up there. We're on the fact that you are the person that's driving the car and that's controlling the car. And you sitting up there saying what you saying about Kobe, trying to insinuate that this man may be a rapist. When really you should have some type of sympathy in your heart for his children and his wife, and their loss, so, child, it's just so sad.
That she took as it pertained to what she had said, and then he ended up subsequently having to be the one who apologized. And I never heard an apology from her. And what
I just tell y'all, and they made him apologize. Yeah, he had pressure to apologize. And they made Snoop a boy again. Okay?
Lastly, what I found most interesting about the whole dynamic was when she went to apologize, she said that I was told that I should just let the whole thing pass and not say anything about it.
And my thing with that is, where is your character, Gayle? Why can't you make your own decisions? Why are you waiting on a damn network to tell you, what to morally do? And, you have a responsibility to have some morals and some values. Because you sit up in that seat and you interview all these black men and you want to demonize them. But look at you. You ain't sorry for nothing that you done did. You don't feel like you was wrong. You letting CBS speak for you. Oh, they said it'll just pass through. How do you feel? Do you feel at peace with what you said and did? Yeah, because I ain't do nothing wrong. Exactly, because you ain't never wrong. But everybody else is wrong. All these black men is wrong. You ain't wrong. You too damn good to admit that you wrong.
This is a technique that has been used by Oprah, Tyler Perry, because he's not come forward and given the apology that he said he was going to give to Monique. So they use this evasive technique of you'll be dragged for a moment, but then something else will hit the hotlines, and then the focus won't be on you anymore.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. A lot of people, you all, they don't like Monique's husband. How do you all feel about Monique's husband? What's your opinion about him?
And I love the fact that you brought that point up, and because that's why I deliberately went out of my way to make sure we kept talking about it. Like we gonna keep talking about this shit until it's resolved. This ain't one of those like 2-day news cycle type situations, because as you mentioned, Gayle still has not apologized to anybody. You know, so I want to ask you about that. You know, what are your thoughts on this? When I see Snoop, when I saw Snoop issue the first apology, it wasn't a complete full apology, which I don't think he had to apologize. Like I agree with you. I think the good outweighed the bad in the sense of, you know, Gayle needed to be checked. You know, it wasn't as if Snoop was talking about all women. Snoop was talking about that woman, right? You know,
exactly.
So, you know, but when I saw Snoop's first statement, which I almost felt like he was making it under duress. I didn't get a sense that he was that he really wanted to do it. I was like, okay, that's enough. We're done. And then I saw another, apology, which I guess he connected to, you know, my mom. I talked to my mama, and this was, I became a little bit concerned that you have this scenario where the original predatory behavior was conducted by Gayle. Gayle started all this.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But yet somehow Snoop is the one apologizing multiple times.
Yeah.
And it just saddened me.
And remember, that lady said she was coming after him.
To see a black man, a strong black man, weakened in that way. So can you speak to maybe the pressure that Snoop might have been under from the powers that be? You know, because Viacom, I know he's got some deals with Viacom and some of these others. What kinds of phone calls do you think? Because I'm sorry, I don't believe it was just the mama. Because you know, his mama had been around for 25, 30 years, back when he was, you know, making music and doing all kinds of stuff.
Exactly. So what the hell was she saying then when you was calling everybody a bitch and a hoe? So I'm just saying.
They could have been critiqued, if you want to put it that way. So what phone calls do you think he got that led to those apologies?
Well, when you say it wasn't just the mama, it was also the boss lady, his wife. It was also his beautiful chocolate daughter. And as my husband explained to me, he said, Mama, that man has women in his life that he respects and loves. Because if any of those women said, wait a minute, hold up. I know you mad as hell, but if anybody called me a funky dog head bitch, what you gonna do? Mm-hmm. So I don't know if those were the exact words. I don't know if those were real words at all. But I don't find Snoop to be the type of black man that's going to waver or bow down because Viacom or anybody got involved. I feel like that was one of those things for me. Because I know that I know that brother. I've been in his company. We've had conversations. I think that was one of those things where it was like, listen, that's still our sister. And I didn't raise you like that. I know she wrong. I know she is. But you can't do it that way. So I don't believe it was any powers that be. I believe it was mama, daughter. Like I got these women in my life too.
I disagree. I think that he has a lot of brand deals. I look on TV, Snoop is in the General commercial. Like he has a lot on the line, you know, and that's a lot of pressure. When you have a lot on the line and all these endorsements and, you know, that's how he get his money and stuff. You know, he ain't rapping no more. You know, he may tour or, you know, I don't even know if he tour anymore, but I know he does music, but I'm not sure if he tours. But anyway, y'all know the man got to get his money. So I believe, I don't care what nobody say, that he felt the heat. He felt the pressure. I agree with Boyce.
So you don't think there's any financial pressure that because I'm almost wondering if Snoop had never like reversed his position at all, you don't think that would have affected his brand? You don't think that would have affected his business relationships, endorsements, things like that?
I'm gonna let you take it, Dad.
I was just going to say that you never know what will affect what. You really don't. But what I will say is, in a parallel situation, Terry Crews was ridiculed because he didn't stand with Gabrielle Union in her, what she had noted regarding America's Got Talent. And was crucified. He gave his statement saying that, the only person he has to stand with is his wife. But then he came back and he changed his statement. And what Monique and I were discussing is the dynamic is different when you have a household and you have a team and you have a family. Whereas if I hate to go back, but this is the most personal and closest thing to us. If I heard my wife on audio saying that she owes someone an apology that directly and adversely affected the quality of their life over a lie, there's no way I'm not going to have a conversation to say, you owe this person an apology. So when Terry Crews came back, I visualized his wife having a conversation with him in reference to how the black woman is not normally supported. And though she understood what he was trying to convey with regards to her as being his queen, and that's all I have to look out for, I think she may have said to him, but there's more, because there's a lot of sisters out here that need your voice too. And when Snoop did the Monique show.
And really quickly, so what do you guys think about that? Do you feel like him apologizing is because of his wife and his daughter and all of these women that he's close to, and he actually has a household? I feel like, I don't know, I just feel like that's his family, and maybe they did say some things to him, and maybe that is why he decided to say, hey, let me fix this, because I was wrong. I cursed at her. But my whole thing with Snoop is I was pissed that he cursed at her, because I knew they was going to take that word and make it about that and not make it about the message. So that was my whole thing with it. But I don't know, you guys. I don't know about the whole family influencing you, and because do they influence him when he do all the other shit he be doing? Didn't he just, and I ain't trying to be funny at all, but didn't he cheat on his wife? Did they influence? Do you see what I'm saying? Like, what did they influence? He says bitches and hoes in his song, and he got a wife and a daughter. And I just watched Red Table Talk, and he said that he still uses that language. So my thing is, if he's so influenced by the women in his life, why didn't he change the way he was going to do his music? And I don't want to hear about that gospel album, because we know he just did that. He did a gospel album, and it's cool. The gospel album was nice. I liked it. But that is something to ponder upon. Because my whole thing is, if you're going to really change for your family, then you would have been changed for your family. This whole Gayle thing, and then you got Jada Pinkett talking about, well, Snoop, I felt like you was talking to me. It's like, Jada, stop making this about you. I love me some Jada, y'all, but I'm gonna have to get on. I'm gonna get on over there in a minute, honey. We gonna talk about that too.
So back in the day, he made it a point of talking about him not handling his home life properly, and a brother named Tupac Shakur had to pull him up and say, hey, that woman you with right now, that's your queen, and y'all been together since y'all was in high school. And he said he had to thank Tupac for really making him see the light. So when you have a queen like that you've been riding with since high school, and I know personally because I've been riding with her since high school, it's one of those things that the words that they convey to you mean a whole lot more. Mm-hmm. And if nobody else is proud of you, you got to have your woman proud of you. So I think that conversation would definitively supersede any other person, because if your wife said to you, hey man, forget Viacom, what you said was right, this, that, and the other, ride with that, he will ride with that. So I really believe his wife and family and mom trump everything.
Okay. All right. Well, everybody who just came in, I'm speaking with Oscar or Academy Award winning actress Monique and her wonderful husband, Sidney Hicks. And we're talking about a lot of stuff, particularly Oprah, Gayle, and all kinds of things that have been happening. Do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button if you guys haven't done it yet. Also, I want you guys to know that Monique has a comedy special out. Now, your comedy special, where can people watch your comedy special at?
On Showtime.
On Showtime. Okay, I almost said Netflix, but I know I shouldn't have said
right, Boyce, I'm not that all.
There we go. All right, so I'm going
Boyce, you ain't shit for that. Don't get her started on that damn Netflix, okay?
Right, I'm gonna double check that. All right, so everybody, make sure you support the sister in the work that she's doing, because I'm gonna tell you, I think a lot of people are really proud of you two as a couple. Because of the way you've represented Black love so well, and the way you've represented the community so well. And I'd like to get your take on sort of what that was like when the first thing kind of popped off with Netflix. A lot of people didn't believe you. You know, a lot of people thought you were going overboard and like, oh, she's crazy. But I noticed, I watched, I keep my finger on the pulse of the people, and I watched public opinion kind of sway over time to the point where you had support in the beginning, but not as much as you had later on, when people started seeing what you were seeing, particularly as it pertained to Oprah Winfrey and Tyler Perry, things like that. What was that process like for you two as a couple to kind of see the reactions from the public?
You know, I remember, Boyce, when it first hit, right? And my husband took me by my hands and he said, we're going to be good. And he said, the only way this goes away, Mama, is if we stop talking about it. That's the only way it's going to go away. So through the whole process, we've never stopped talking about it.
And really quickly, you all can get down in the comments and let me know, how do you feel also on the whole Monique and, everything she said about Oprah, and do you believe Monique? Are you team Monique? You team Oprah? I would like to know, how do you guys feel about that? And are you in support of Monique and Sidney's marriage, their relationship? Because I know a lot of people are very much so divided. So I would like to see, where everybody is on that.
And again, when you have a foundation, and this is the part that I don't think we get enough of in our community or these conversations, because we're being taught to be such individuals, and the hell with a team, you got to be a boss and you want to be a power couple. But because the foundation was so strong for me at home, and when I'm home, I'm a wife and I'm a mother and I'm at baseball games and I'm learning new recipes and all those things, it didn't allow me to focus in on, oh, whoa, oh, no, because I knew that wasn't the priority, though it's the livelihood. But my family is the priority. So to say, how did I get through the process? I knew what was important. I knew the fight we had to have, and we're having.
Right.
But I also know what's important, and that's the fact.
And I'm team Monique. I always have been team Monique on that. A lot of people have not liked her approach towards Oprah, but that was some backstabbing stuff that Oprah did, having her mom and her brother on the show. Even when Monique begged her not to have them on the show, she went and did that anyways, so Oprah is trash for that. That was wrong. That was really wrong. And a lot of people are tuning Monique out Because they're like, oh, Monique keeps talking about this, and would she just get over it and move on? And, you know, once you have been burnt by so many people in Hollywood, hell, all you want to do is talk about it. I think Monique really should write a book. Put all that in a book, get your coins, honey, okay? But yeah, I believe her when it comes to Oprah and, you know, whoever else she's talking about. I do. And even though I like everybody involved, you know, I have, you know, liked some of Oprah's work, you know, especially, you know, with my spiritual teachers, probably the most. And I did used to like the Oprah Winfrey Show. I'm not gonna lie. You know, you can like people you all and still, you know, disagree with. You can like some of the things they do, but you could still disagree with, you know, who they are as a person. So.
Family. And that's how I, as the entertainer, been able to get through this.
In addition to the fact that we understand that our community from 1619 to the present has been programmed to be fearful of the powerful. So for them to, it's kind of like if you watch an herpetologist handling a snake and he's bit by a snake, he's not angry at the snake and doesn't strike the snake because he understands why the snake bit him, because he put himself in a position to be bit by the snake. Not to compare our community by any means to a snake, but we oftentimes have empathy for why an animal may act in a certain way due to fear. But we forget that we too are animals, mammals, and we operate the same way based upon fear. So
I think he made a really good point. Really good point. All right, you guys, I'm going to end that right here. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I am your girl, Brand New, and I will check you guys out later.